Imagine that you and the members of your class are stranded on an island. This island isn't deserted, it's inhabited by people. The latter, organized into tribes, come to your aid and provide you with a few resources. The questions that need to be asked in such a scenario are: 1. How are you going to organize yourself to cope with the scarcity of food resources? 2. You want to find out more about the island's inhabitants, who are very different from you. What questions should you ask yourself to understand their society? I/SES. 1. SES encompasses several disciplines. The economic and social sciences comprise economics, sociology, and political science. These three scientific disciplines share common methods and help us to understand why and how individuals form society. The work of economists, sociologists, and political scientists requires reliable data. For this, they can rely on statistical institutes such as INSEE, Institut National de la Statistique et d'études économiques, where they can carry out their own field surveys, for example by conducting interviews or making observations. When working with statistical data, researchers can look for the existence of correlations, either positive or negative, between variables. Correlation can in fact signify a causal relationship. It is then possible to rigorously explain one phenomenon by another, even if correlation does not automatically prove a causal relationship. The reality studied by economics, sociology, and political science is extremely complex, and researchers need to use models to carry out their work. These disciplines are often complementary, enabling them to study in depth certain subjects such as employment, business, or money, for example. 2. Economics, the science of scarce resources. The central question in economics is, what is the efficient allocation of scarce resources? In other words, economists ask how scarce, limited resources, such as money, time, natural resources, etc., are used and allocated. Economics is thus a fairly broad discipline, looking at income, how it is used, markets, employment, globalization, production, wealth, and so on. One of the central questions is not only the production of wealth, but also its measurement. Another important phenomenon is the distribution of goods and services and their exchange on the market. For example, behavioral change in favor of the climate is studied from the angle of consumption and production choices. A tax can change the way consumers arbitrate between different products. An event such as the Football World Cup generates significant economic activity. Construction of stadiums and the purchase of tickets to attend matches all have a positive impact on a country's production. 3. Sociology, the science of social actions and facts. Sociology is based on two main questions: how do we make society, and how can we explain social behavior? The first of these issues is that of the social bond. Society is more than just a sum of individuals, it is also a set of rules and organizations that bind us together. The second issue is social and group behavior. Certain behaviors are valued and expected, while others are proscribed. Society and our place in it influence our behavior. For example, the perception of climate change, like commitment to the environment, depends on the social characteristics of individuals, age, generation, social category, linked to the socialization they have undergone. The practice of sports and the taste for certain sports depend on the society in which we live, and an event such as the Soccer World Cup can increase interest in this sport. 4. Political science, the science of political power. The central question posed by politicians and political scientists is, how is political power won and exercised? The question of how political power is won in a democracy is that of voting, election campaigns, and the stakes involved. Politicians are interested in the roles of individuals who wield political power, for example, the relationship between state and local authority power. Political scientists also study the mobilization of groups of people or organizations, unions, associations, lobbies, to influence political decisions. For example, commitment to the climate is a political behavior. Some associations seek to influence government decisions on climate issues. The Soccer World Cup is a politicized event. It can serve as a showcase for a government, but also as a sounding board for certain causes.